I'm curious where you would put your game right now. If you were able to kind of rank your game over the years, where would Paul McBeth 2025 be?
Like in what year? Like if I had to do each year?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
competing against yourself.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
where would 20 Paul 2025 stack up in a tournament with all the other Paul years?
Um, I'd say 15's better, 14's better, 19's better. It's probably fifth. Probably sitting fifth right now.
So what
And the
are
biggest, go
yeah,
ahead.
what I was just gonna say, what are maybe that's what you're gonna say. What are the things that, Paul 2025 needs to do to be able to compete against those Pauls?
I would say probably distance control. I think that's the part that I've been lacking the most. Fairways, fine. Mids, fine. Putters, putting, it's getting up there. But distance control, that's just the hardest thing to find time for right now. Field work's not that hard, but it's getting the body out there to throw 50 straight power shots and learning your disc and all that stuff on top of the field work. That's probably the hardest part because my shoulder will feel it after a while. But back when you were a kid, you would just throw till your arm hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Are,
can't really do that anymore.
are there players now? I mean, obviously, I know you and AB have had a great relationship for a very long time, but are there other players now on tour over the last couple of years that you have seen parts of their game that have made you change your game or made you say, hey, that's a shot that maybe I don't have and I need to have because they're able to do certain things that, because like when you're the top of the top, it's tough sometimes to look at the people around you and pull stuff, that you can help yourself with.
Sure.
But like, are there guys that are kind of leading you to change your game in certain ways, or is it still kind of the same game plan going into tournaments?
I think it's pretty similar, but there are different shots. Like Kevin Jones throws a grenade every chance he gets. And I actually just learned how to throw one of those types of grenades like this offseason from Kevin Kiefer. I never realized like you throw the disc normal. I always thought a grenade you throw super hyzer, but you actually just throw it flat and it's upside down and the disc does the work. And I never knew that. And when I learned that, it's a pretty useless skill for me, but now I know how to do it if I ever come into a situation where grenade's the only option. But
Yeah.
um, I don't think there's many things. I think there's a lot of things that like Gannon does really well, better than any other players. And same thing with AB. But I don't think that's ever been my game or my style in my career. It's just I want to be top five, top 10 in every category. I want to be consistent all around because I feel like that's what's going to win tournaments, not just being the furthest thrower, or the best putter, or the best this or that. You need to be skilled in everything. So that's kind of what I've always tried to do.
Now there was, I talked to Hunter and Trevor a little bit about, old Paul 2015 would never miss a single putt. I don't know if that's true or not because I didn't watch all your tournaments back then, but they claim that you were just making everything, and so you would miss a putt, a 55 footer or something like that on hole 14 of one of these tournaments. They're like, oh, old Paul would never miss that. Is that true?
Yes.
Because like when I watch
yes,
when I've watched you, I'm like, he's putting really well, and everyone's telling me like, no, you should have seen him back in the day, and I'm like, I think sometimes you guys don't give credit to like how good you are. Is that fair?
I mean, I would say my putting back in the day was better. I think my range may be a little longer now than it was then, but like I would never miss those 3 or 4 in the circle that I missed this weekend.
Yeah.
So that's probably the
that
big
is?
difference. I was 20 something years old and I had nothing else to do.
So you think it's
So
simply just practice time, simply just
I
hours
think
and hours?
I think putting definitely is, and then having a consistent form and routine that you could just do over and over is the biggest thing. It's like why Steph Curry shoot better free throws than someone else. It's the rep and it's the form and it's all the above. And I think that's the closest thing to what we have for putting is that kind of repetition. And I would just putt all the time. I really enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. I mean, putting's really fun when you're putting well. You just kind of want to go out and try everything and putt everywhere. So back then I was very consistent with my putt, so I'd putt even more. But it's kind of hard when you're struggling. You don't want to get out there because you know you're going to be picking your disc off the ground a lot. But right now, it's a lot of fun to me, and I want to continue to get out there and make more putts and continue to try to get as close to 100% as I can for a tournament.
How do you manage that? Because before you came on, that was something me and Yuli were just talking about. Because I'm trying, last year I didn't really enjoy playing disc golf at all. Wasn't enjoying going to tournaments and playing. And this year I've been able to have a lot more fun doing it just because I don't do it that often. So it's like something new and it feels fun to me. But then I was telling him, like, it's tough because I'm such a competitor that then it's like, gosh, well, maybe I should sacrifice all these other things I want to do to practice. So then when I go out there, and it sounds like you're obviously on a whole different level, but it sounds similar of where, how do you pick and choose? Like, okay, I don't want to miss 3 putts inside the circle, but do I want to sacrifice 2 hours every day to putt to make sure that doesn't how do you wrap your brain around that? How do you make those decisions?
Well, I think to answer the first part of the question, it's kind of expectations kill everything. It's when you have expectations and you expect to go out there and shoot well. And kind of what you mentioned is it wasn't fun last year because you had built so many expectations on your game. Like, you were playing well, top 25 in the world. You have these expectations to continue to get better. And when it's not getting better and you hit a wall, it doesn't get fun anymore, and it's a barrier you have to break through. And so, I mean, that totally makes sense. And that's kind of how my game was coming back. Is I won the last tournament I pretty much fully competed in, and then I had to wait 2 years to win again. And there is a lot of expectations that make it not fun. But sorry, what was the second part of the question?
I was just saying, how do you decide? You're not able to. You're not 20 years old, like you said.
Yeah.
You're not out there.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Going out and practicing 8 hours a day because what else do you have going on? Yep. So how do you decide how much time you're going to spend? How do you decide what you're actually going to practice and what you're not going to do? How do you make those decisions?
Yeah, it's tough, especially with, having a soon to be 2-year-old. Kind of got to prioritize my time better. Can't just waste it doing nothing. You can't just sit around watching movies or TV shows or whatever the bad habits could be. So it's kind of utilizing that time better. And, I think it's funny. The way the tour schedule works has really helped me with my game too, is we kind of have a week on, week off, week on, week off. So I can fly into a tournament and Hannah and Pablo can stay wherever they're staying with her parents or back home or wherever we are. And I can just focus that entire week on just playing and practicing. I have nothing else. I come home after practice and I'll talk to them and focus on disc golf. So that has given me a lot of time to just solely work on what I need to work on, but it's not ideal, but it is, kind of where my career is at now. So the off season, I don't know how it's going to work yet. I haven't had a full off season where I'm healthy. So that's the goal, is to get to the off season healthy, and we'll see how it goes.
How important is fitness right now? As we're clocking the years here a little bit. Mm-hmm. How important is that to make sure you're getting in the gym, doing mobility, stretching, all those things? I mean, I'm not going to call anyone's names out right now, but you go to any tournament, you'll watch guys finish their round and immediately just walk into their car, get in, and drive off. And I'm thinking, if I did that, I'm not walking the next day. Like, I'm struggling. So what is the fitness regimen now that we're getting close to that 40 number?
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky, I guess. I don't get sore too often. I've had the few injuries and those have sucked, but I've been very lucky to not have anything crazy to where, like, oh, my back's killing me or my shoulder's killing me. I feel like I've been pretty good to my body, but yes, stretching, body weight exercises right now, especially on tour. And in the off season, I definitely really want to add a little bit more muscle, get into a little leaner shape. I've lost, I think, close to 15 or 20 pounds this year already, just by playing and just eating better. That's been a big thing. But just trying to Trying to stay healthy. I guess I'm 35 now, and that's kind of, I think 34 is where they say it starts to trend downward, but we'll see. I think there's some people who are lucky and some that aren't. So hopefully I'm on the lucky
The
side.
better genetics.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see. But yes, I do want to continue to take care of myself. I think that starts by eating and having the right nutrition and then getting in the gym consistently.